Please be seated. Good morning. Welcome to the Heinz College of Information Systems and Public Policy Diploma and Award Ceremony. My name is Ramaya Krishnan. I'm Dean of the Heinz College, and I'm honored to preside over this important occasion. Our graduates have worked very hard to reach this significant day. Please join me in a well-deserved round of applause for their outstanding accomplishments. These talented individuals did not reach this point in their lives alone. They were supported by family and friends, many of whom are here today to celebrate with them. I'd like to ask the graduates to join me in thanking their family and friends today. Also joining us are faculty and administrators who have been instrumental in delivering these programs and ensuring the success of today's graduates. Will the faculty and staff please rise so that we can recognize you? I'd like to introduce some of those seated on the stage with me today. Anthony Fox is the former United States Secretary of Transportation and the current Chief Policy Officer at Lyft. Andrew Wasser is the Associate Dean for the School of Information Systems and Management. Jackie Speedy is the Associate Dean for the School of Public Policy and Management. Catherine Heidemann is the Assistant Dean for Arts and Entertainment at both the Heinz College and the College of Fine Arts. And Amelia Havland is an Associate Professor of Statistics and Health Policy at Heinz College, and she joins other faculty here as well. Please join me in giving them a round. It's now my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, former United States Secretary of Transportation and current Chief Policy Officer at Lyft, Mr. Anthony Fox. Sworn in as the 17th U.S. Secretary of Transportation in 2013, following a unanimous confirmation vote, Secretary Fox developed the Fixing America's Surface Transportation Act, or the FAST Act, the first federal law in over a decade to provide long-term funding certainty for surface transportation infrastructure planning and investment. He advocated for new rules governing the commercial use of drones, blueprinted national policy on autonomous vehicles, and placed nearly $30 billion in discretionary federal grants that funded many important transportation and infrastructure projects nationwide. He's also widely regarded as an expert in autonomous vehicle policy. Prior to leading the U.S. Department of Transportation, Secretary Fox served as the 54th mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina. In that office, he reformed the city's public safety pay plan to bring it into fiscal balance and developed a nationally recognized workforce development model that crafted incentives for small businesses and entrepreneurs to grow businesses in the city. He's also helped salvage the city's light rail extension, Outer Beltway and streetcar project, which garnered the notice of other city mayors around the country, as well as President Barack Obama, which led to his cabinet appointment. Since leaving the federal government, Secretary Fox has started a new joint venture with the related companies called Related Infrastructure, which acquires and invests in transportation-related service, management, and development businesses. Additionally, he advises several technology firms, including Autotech Ventures, a Silicon Valley venture capital firm that focuses on surface transportation technology. Hyperloop One, a firm developing new transportation technology inspired by an idea from Elon Musk, and Tulco Investors, a family venture fund that focuses on AI. This year, Secretary Fox served as Distinguished Executive in Residence at Carnegie Mellon University, at Heinz, and at CIT, providing real-world applications and strategic counsel on our smart city initiatives, and helping us scale efforts that will drive innovation and societal impact. As Chief Policy Officer and Senior Advisor to the President CEO at Lyft, he works to develop government partnerships at the nexus of transportation policy and technology. With a JD from NYU and a BA from Davidson College, Secretary Fox has practiced law in a variety of governmental and private roles. I'm really excited today and honored that he's here with us. So please join me in welcoming Secretary Anthony Fox.
Good morning. It's great to join you. Dean, thank you so much to the distinguished faculty and staff of the Heinz College here at Carnegie Mellon University, to all of the parents and the families who've assembled here, and in particular to the class of 2019. Congratulations on your amazing accomplishments. I have to tell you that life is unpredictable, which is the first thing I want to say to you. I can recall walking into the cabinet room at the White House for the first time, looking around the room at these great national leaders, President, Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of Treasury, all the history of that room. And I thought, when I walked in the room the very first time, what must my forebears be thinking about this moment? My family goes back 5 generations into North Carolina, and I can trace my history back to a 7-year-old girl who was sold on an auction block in Carthage, North Carolina. She gave birth to a son who drove a truck in North Carolina, who married a midwife, and they had 13 children around the turn of the 20th century. And on that truck, he was able to send all 13 of those children to college. And generation after generation, every group of people in my family have tried to make the next generation better. And it was an irony of all ironies that the great-grandson of a truck driver would become the regulator of all the trucks in America. I think often about what prepared me for that moment. Was it being born the son of a single parent in the early 1970s? Was it going to schools that were right in the throes of a colossal societal and cultural discussion about school integration? Was it taking a chance and going to Davidson College, relatively small college, steeped in the Old South? Was it the burning desire I had as a young lawyer to find a way to be relevant to the issues of our time? Or to take the leap of faith to run for office in races that no one thought I could win? And in some ways, all of those things made that moment possible for me. And I guess in reflection to you graduates, the point that I would make is that your preparation will never, ever stop. You will always be learning. You will always be growing. You will always be becoming better at various things and course correcting when you find new pathways that you want to pursue. But the one thing I would urge you towards is always listen to that voice inside of you that's telling you where your heart is, where your mind is, and follow those choices. It may lead you down some unpredictable paths, but my bet is it's probably going to lead some of you to create things that make our society better, and perhaps even lead some of you to the cabinet room. The second point that I want to make to you today is that failure is one of the best things you can do. Now, you guys have already passed your exams, I take it, so I'm not talking about your exams. But I am talking about pushing the limits, perhaps of what you think is possible, and certainly what other people think is possible. I learned this at a very early age. I was 11 years old, and I walked into this science museum that had just been built in my native Charlotte, North Carolina. And they had these people who had green aprons. They were volunteers, and it looked so cool to be a volunteer. They seemed to know everything. It was a science museum, so they seemed to know everything about every aspect of science that was present in this museum. And I said to myself immediately, I want to be one of those volunteers. So one Saturday, I got on the number 6 bus and went downtown, and I applied to be a volunteer. And I went home, and I heard nothing for 2 weeks. So the following Saturday, I got on the number 6 bus, and I went back to this museum, and I applied. And I went back home, and I heard nothing for another 2 weeks. This went on 2 or 3 more times. So finally, on one Saturday, I got up, got on the number 6 bus, went to the museum, back into the aquarium where there was a door crack behind it. And I looked back there and I saw a bucket and a squeegee, and so I just started working. And you might imagine people were kind of trying to figure out who this kid was with a bucket and a squeegee in the back of this museum. So within about an hour, I was up in the executive director's office explaining to her who I was and why I happened to be in this odd place. And she said to me, and this is the point, she said, you know, you're actually too young to be a volunteer here. We only allow folks who are 16 and older to do this. But you've been so persistent that we're going to let you be a volunteer. You know, sometimes the world isn't going to give you what you want. Sometimes you have to be persistent enough in your belief in yourself and what you're trying to accomplish to stick with it. You've already shown your capacity to do that by being here today. But life is going to test you in some different ways when you're no longer on the gilded path of academia and into what some call the real world. My admonition to you, graduates, is to stay the course and fight for those things that are important to you. And that, in fact, is where the accomplishments will lie for you. That's where the great things happen in this world that no one else can foresee but you. The last thing I want to leave you with is it's more of a character point. our world has coarsened over time. We've become much more engaged in friction. Being kind is sometimes seen as a weakness. But graduates, your intellect walks through the door before you do. This is one of the world's great universities, and people will know who you are before you even show up. That part's done. The part that the world needs from you, aside from the things that you will contribute through your professional life, is the world needs leaders who help us remember our connection to each other. Kindness. When I was at Davidson College, I used to go through the cafeteria line, and I was one of 68 African American students in my class of 1,600 kids in the whole school. And the ladies behind the line would sometimes wink at me and put a little extra potato on my plate, showing me the piece of kindness they were able to provide. And that small gesture made me feel like I could accomplish something and that other people were invested in my success. You have enormous power. You have enormous power to change ideas, to create new pathways, to come up with new inventions, to set public policy in a better direction. But it is in fact true that a test of your ability will also be, can you make other people better? Can you lift them up? Can you help them perform? Can you lend an ear when someone needs it? I remember in my law school class there was a young man, his name was Bill. And Bill, to many people in our class, was a laughingstock. He had a thick Southern accent. He didn't comport himself as one of the erudite Northeastern elites. And every interaction I had with Bill, I was always treating him as a friend, treating him as an equal, treating him as a colleague. The last time I saw Bill was at the end of our first semester. And he stopped me as I was walking in the hallway and he said, a lot of folks around here have been really mean to me, but I want you to know that I appreciate the fact that you've always treated me like a friend. Folks, you'll invent stuff, you'll create stuff, you'll do all kinds of great things, but at the end of the day, we get measured by how kind we are to each other. Person to person, community to community, group to group, state to state. That's what makes this country great. And that's something we sorely need from you. I want to end by telling you that in my life, I've learned this lesson over and over and over again. So I'm nominated for U.S. Transportation Secretary. And as part of that process, I go and meet U.S. senators, particularly those who serve on the committee that I have to testify before to get nominated. And the day I had a meeting with Senator Ted Cruz. I was nervous about my meeting with Ted Cruz. I knew he and my boss didn't get along very well. And it just so happened that day I was a little late for the meeting, which made me worry a little more. So I walk into the Senate office building, literally 4 minutes behind schedule. And who did I find walking towards me but Senator Cruz? So I breathed a sigh of relief because he's late too. And I extend my hand to him and tell him that I'm his next meeting. And we start walking down the hallway. And here's what basically happened. He said, how old are you? You're kind of a young guy. I said, I'm 43. He said, I'm 43. He said, you have a family? I said, yeah, I have a wife and 2 kids. At the time, they were 6 and 8. He says, my kids are 6 and 8. He said, what did you do before this? What's your profession? I said, I'm a lawyer. He said, I'm a lawyer. And we'd gone through this 5 or 6 things that we had in common. And we spent about 20 minutes in his office talking through various issues. And at the end of it, he said, you know, I'm looking forward to voting for you for Transportation Secretary. You'll find kindness in places you never suspected if you look for it. And that, my friends, is what I want to leave with you. Embrace the unpredictability of life. You've had a gilded path. You've known when your exams are coming. You've known what courses to take. You've known what would get you here to this moment. And now, the script is written by you. Keep your eyes open to those doors that you may not have looked for before, because those very doors may be the ones that open up a world of opportunity. Remember that kindness is such a critical thing that the world needs today. And also, don't be afraid to fail, because if it's really important to you, if it's really something that you care about, if it's really something that you have to do, you will eventually succeed. And the failure is just helping nudge you in the right direction. I'm proud of you. I know your parents and your friends are. If you wouldn't mind giving them a big round of applause. Congratulations, graduates. Good luck, and God bless you.
If you could join me in thanking Secretary Fox once more. Thanks for your inspiring remarks and for your leadership, Secretary Fox. It's now time to present awards honoring the accomplishment of some very special members of the Heinz College community. These award recipients were selected by a committee of faculty, staff, and students. The Barbara Jenkins Service Award is presented annually to a graduating student who has demonstrated outstanding service to the Heinz College and made significant contributions to the quality of life in the Pittsburgh community. Congratulations to this year's recipient, Clarissa Paz. Clarissa is graduating from our Master of Science in Public Policy and Management program today. As Director of Students Using Data for Social Good, SUDS, Clarissa has played an active role in connecting her CMU peers with ongoing projects in various local organizations in the Pittsburgh area, such as Pittsburgh Fire Bureau and Remake Learning. In addition to her leadership with SUDS, she has also been very involved with Innovate Pittsburgh and the Pennsylvania Solar Future Project, where her work will not only impact Pittsburgh, but all Pennsylvanians for years to come, by moving the state to towards the use of more renewable energy sources. Clarissa, thank you so much for your service to Pittsburgh and the Heinz College community. The Otto A. Davis Award is presented in honor of our second dean, Toby Davis, who worked to foster racial equality through public policy and created the core values that still guide the Heinz College today. This year's recipient is Tiffany Tolton. Tiffany. Tiffany is graduating from the Master of Science in Public Policy and Management program today. She's taken a tremendous amount of initiative to launch a new interdisciplinary student organization, CMU in Puerto Rico, an alternative spring break group focused on supporting the vision of the Puerto Rican people for a sustainable recovery and for a more climate resilient future for their island. Tiffany has also organized a number of speakers and volunteer projects so that students better understand the problems Puerto Rico is facing and are not so different from the ones that communities of color experience right here in Pittsburgh. Tiffany, thank you so much for your service to Pittsburgh, Puerto Rico, and the Heinz College community. Right here. The Student Leadership Awards are presented to students recognized for excellent academic achievement, strong communication skills, and exceptional promise for future success. This year's recipients are Arihant Jain, Daniel Hoyt, and Eugene Leventhal. Arihant, Daniel, and Eugene, please come to the stage. Let me say a word about each of them. Arihant Jain is graduating today from the Global Masters of Information Systems Management program, having spent his first year in the program at our Australia campus. His contributions and leadership span both campuses. His drive and determination are admirable, and he inspires people to get involved. Congratulations, Arihant. Daniel Hoyt is graduating from the Master of Entertainment Industry Management program. Dan has shown great leadership in his formal role as a class representative, as well as by informally mentoring fellow students and always providing a helping hand. Congratulations, Daniel. Eugene Leventhal is graduating today from the Master of Science in Public Policy and Management program. He's been incredibly active here at Heinz and has enriched our community through his leadership as well as his bright and caring persona. A natural leader, he has passionately created and led a number of successful initiatives ranging from blockchain technology to mental health issues. Congratulations, Eugene. Thank you. I'd like to take a moment to recognize a PhD student who was selected by the PhD committee to receive the Suresh Konda Memorial First Research Paper Award. Amanda Costin, if you could please join me on stage. Amanda. This award is named in memory of alumnus Suresh Konda, who earned his Master of Science in Public Policy and Management degree and his PhD at Heinz College. I knew Suresh well. This year's recipient is Amanda Costin for her paper, Counterfactual Risk Assessments and Evaluation for Child Welfare Screening. Congratulations, Amanda. The next PhD award is given in honor of Professor Emeritus George T. Duncan, who joined Carnegie Mellon faculty in 1974 and spent his career advancing the applications of statistics in decision-making, information systems, and social accountability. Dylan Fitzpatrick, could you please join me? Where's Dylan? Oh, here's Dylan. Dylan Fitzpatrick is the recipient of this year's George T. Duncan Second Research Paper Award for his paper, Hotspot-Based Predictive Policing in Pittsburgh, a Controlled Field Experiment. Congratulations, Dylan. Okay. Maria Caballero is also a recipient of this year's George T. Duncan Second Research Paper Award for a paper, Labor Market Shocks at Destination and International Migration. Maria could not be with us here today, but we'd like to recognize this achievement nevertheless. So please join me in giving her a hand. Congratulations. Now I'll present the Outstanding Teaching Assistant Awards. These awards are presented in recognition of excellent student support by a teaching assistant. This year's recipients are Xiaoying Tu and Hilary Wolfendale. Xiaoying and Hilary, please join me. Clearly, the students appreciate these awards. Thank you. Congratulations. Let me say a few words about each of them. So Xiaoying is a fifth-year PhD student at the Heinz College, and he studies economics of information systems with a focus on disruptive technologies in the entertainment industry. One of his students noted he's very involved and attentive to every detail. Hilary is a seventh-year PhD student at the Heinz College. Her research focuses on healthcare program evaluation, particularly as it relates to wellness promotion. Several of our students noted that Hilary always goes above and beyond to help them master the content in difficult courses. Xiaoying and Hilary, congratulations and thank you for your service to the students. Each year, the graduating class chooses one student to share his or her thoughts and reflections on their experiences at Heinz College. This year, Gilbert Resendez was selected by his peers. Gilbert, please join me on stage.
Thanks. Thank you, fellow Heinzers, faculty and staff, university guests, families and friends for joining us on our graduation. And gracias a mis padres for being here with me. And thank you to everyone for giving me the honor of delivering the student address at the Heinz Diploma ceremony. It seems like not that long ago, we were joining our C squads at orientation, eager to begin the next step in our academic and professional careers. For many of us, this was our first time in Pittsburgh. For others, our first time in the United States. Regardless, Pittsburgh has become a place that we've called home for quite some time. We came here with a shared goal, as Professor William Cooper, founding dean of the Heinz College, put it, to become men and women of intelligent action. And to help us accomplish this shared goal, today I want to reflect on the lessons and tools Heinz gave us to become those people of intelligent action. These lessons and tools extend far past the proverbial analytical tool set. However, all along we were building a different tool set to take with us into the world. The world is so much more than CSV data sets, GIS maps, and R code. The world is made up of people. People that we will lead, and people that will depend on the decisions we make to better their lives. Thanks to the many lessons at Heinz, we're better prepared than ever to work as effective leaders in our world. The first lesson we all learned at Heinz: don't give up. I think we all can attest to the fact that studying at a place like Carnegie Mellon University or Heinz College is no easy task. From management science to distributed systems to, let's say, getting some critical feedback on our writing, we were challenged by everyone to do better because they believed we could be better. Soon, we will find ourselves in new jobs, new academic settings, and new cities, where we'll be responsible for leading our communities and shaping minds. Wherever we land after Heinz, we are sure to face new challenges and new obstacles. But the tenacity and drive we've developed at Heinz has helped us stay committed to being leaders in our new community, wherever that is. The second lesson: stay hungry, stay curious, and a little foolish. Apple founder Steve Jobs, in his commencement address to Stanford, reminded them to stay hungry and stay foolish. Stay hungry for more and foolish enough to believe that you can achieve great things. Many of us came to Heinz with the goal of creating something, whether it was revitalizing the economy of our hometown, building a better communication network for our community, or designing the next big app. We'll only be able to achieve these goals if we stay hungry for making change, curious to learn more about the world, and foolish enough to believe that we can change the world. The last lesson: always pay it forward. I and so many of us are here because we stand on the shoulders of success of our parents, families, friends, and mentors. And we all wouldn't be here and had made it through this rigorous past 2 years if it had not been for the helping hand of a second-year student when we were first years, the patience of a TA, or the listening ear of a mentor. As we move through life, remember to pay it forward. Be that helping hand, the patient TA, or the listening ear. These past 2 years have challenged us in many ways. We've received the valuable set of tools and the tenacity to see no task as too small or too challenging. In true Gilbert fashion, we'll have to end with a reference to the West Wing. On the show, President Bartlett often reminds his staff to never doubt that a group of thoughtful and committed people can change the world. Coming to Heinz and Carnegie Mellon has shown me that if there's any group of people that are thoughtful and committed enough to change the world, it's Heinzers. We are graduating today with these lessons we learned here, the lessons that made us people of intelligent action. I'm convinced that this group of graduates will go out and create change that impacts every corner of the world. As we wrap up this afternoon and get our diplomas, I hope we all take the lessons of Heinz wherever we go to make the world a better place. Congrats, Heinzers. We did it.
So with little coordination, we have a theme going here. Secretary Fox talked about kindness, and Gilbert talked about giving others a helping hand. So Gilbert, thank you. Now, it's time to recognize our graduates. I'd like to call on Michael Smith, Faculty Chair and Professor of Information Technology and Marketing, who will announce the graduates for the Master of Philosophy and Doctor of Philosophy degrees today.
Thank you, Krishnan. Will the Master of Philosophy and Doctor of Philosophy candidates please rise and come forward? I'm pleased to present Philip Burkhart with the Master of Philosophy in Public Policy and Management. This is a milestone as he works towards his PhD. Congratulations, Philip. I'm pleased to present Uttara Madurai Adnatha Krishnan with the Doctor of Philosophy in Information Systems and Management. Her dissertation is titled Managing Content on Digital Platforms. Uttara is currently an assistant professor in the Foster School of Business at the University of Washington. Please join me in congratulating Uttara. I'm pleased to present Arslan Aziz with the Doctor of Philosophy in Information Systems and Management. His dissertation is titled Essays on Consumers' Online Choices. Arslan is currently an assistant professor in the Sauder School of Business at the University of British Columbia. Please join me in congratulating Arslan. I'm pleased to present Veronica Maratha with a Doctor of Philosophy in Information Systems Management. Her dissertation is titled Essays on the Digital Economy. Veronica is currently an assistant professor in the Carlson School of Management at the University of Minnesota. It is also my pleasure to announce that Veronica Maratha is the 2019 recipient of the William W. Cooper Dissertation Award. The Cooper Award is given annually at Carnegie Mellon to a doctoral dissertation that deals with issues and problems in management or management science and has a strong applications orientation with accompanying theoretical and methodological developments. Congratulations, Veronica. I'm pleased to present Yingjia Zheng with the Doctor of Philosophy in Information Systems and Management. Her dissertation is titled User Behavior in Social Cyber Physical Systems. Yingjia is currently an assistant professor in the Naveen Jindal School of Management at the University of Texas at Dallas. Please join me in congratulating Yingjia. I'm pleased to present Zi Zhang with a Doctor of Philosophy in Information Systems and Management. His dissertation is titled Societal Impacts of Information Technology, Evidence from AI and the Sharing Economy. Zi has accepted an assistant professor position at the Naveen Jindal School of Management at the University of Texas at Dallas. Please join me in congratulating Zi. I'm pleased to present Leah Clark with a Doctor of Philosophy in Economics and Public Policy. Her dissertation is titled 3 Essays on Economic Access to Public K-12 Education. Leah will be joining the Center for Economic Studies at the Census Bureau in Washington, D.C. as an economist. Please join me in congratulating Leah. I'm pleased to present Rahul Ladanya with the Doctor of Philosophy in Public Policy and Management. His dissertation is titled Costs, Care, and Causality, Essays in Health Policy and Statistics. Rahul will join the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania as a postdoctoral researcher in July 2019. He will then join the University of Michigan School of Public Policy and Health as an assistant professor in August 2020. Please join me in congratulating Rahul. I'm pleased to present Alexander Martin Lowy with a Doctor of Philosophy in Public Policy and Management. His dissertation is titled The Characteristics and Creation of Bridging Relationships. Alex is the Chief Technology Officer and co-founder of a company called Avalanche. Please join me in congratulating Alex. And please join me with a round of applause for all of our Masters of Philosophy and PhD graduates.
It's now time to recognize our graduates receiving their master's degrees. Some students are recognized as graduating with distinction, others with highest distinction. Will Program Director Sean Beggs please come forward to congratulate our Master of Information Systems graduates. Associate Dean, Dean Andrew Wasser, will assist with the presentation.
Will the graduates of the Master of Information Systems Management please rise and come forward?
Dharmika Hegde. Tashar Advani. Roshan Kumar. Asbash Chandra. Prabjot Singh. Shaker Tanwar. Partha Chatterjee. Sujin Lee. Annapurani Lakshmi Narayanan. Deepak Raj Subramanian. Rofin Aduni Sami, highest distinction. Saujanya Bagi, highest distinction. Krishna Sandeep Darga, distinction. Raul Srivatanva. Jyotsna Lilani. Pritika Karthikeyan, distinction. Debalina Basu, highest distinction. Divya Bhaskar Rao. Anurag Triparthi. Kian Hui Mak, highest distinction. Min Gyung Kim. Sushmita Subramani. Pradishta Srivastav. Tanya Modi. Aditya Kamatar. Shalini Sharma. Ranak Jadawat. Priyo Lodaria, highest distinction. Harshal Mahesh Gogri. Disha Sharma. Siddharth Suresh Menon. Isha Joshi. Disha Mahesh Netani. Sai Aditya Kota, distinction. Kirti Muralidharan. Manali Haresh Damania. Sonika Surika Rajkumar Shurastov. Niti Jaya Chandra, distinction. Amal Bhatnagar. Anand Khanna, distinction. Anirwad Agarwal, distinction. Aman Dubey. Amit Sharma. Divyesh Gar. Sugandha Sahai. Katarina Olszewska, highest distinction. Shantanu Mukherjee, highest distinction. Gautam, distinction. Kushagra Krishna. Anish Arora. Shipra Jha. Shitish Chauhan. Rashab Narang, distinction. Sangam Kumar. Rohan Sangave, distinction. Sukesh Kumar. Amala Jadar. Ashish Arora, distinction. Shreya Laud. Zhang Yi Jun. Claire Wu. Jiangping Ro. Zhu Rongshen. Yi An Huang. Yi Shu, highest distinction. Ming Zhi Yu. Yi Wei Du. Sanchit Saini, highest distinction. Adishri Palawal, distinction. Priyanshi Jain. Avinash Kona, distinction. Ravi Mittal. Hardit Singh. Ren Hao Hu, highest distinction. Apurva Sadanando Gayakwad. Shrishti Singh. Aprajita Sahu. Ulawa Toby Oladiran. Daisy Nakwetin. Kunal Kumar Gupta. Varun Hepbar, highest distinction. Ruja Deshmukh. Madhvi Sindhu Sahu. Harsh Johari. Susuk Lee, distinction. Stuart Ye, distinction. Zi Jie Lu. Jing Ran Xiao. Bai Qi Yan. Wang Zixian, highest distinction. Nicholas Wells. Edwin William Mellon, highest distinction. Arihant Jain. Samuel Hobbs. Sivakon Padisanton, highest distinction. Hassan Ijaz. Mohit Ricky. Syed Mahbub Askari Shah. Tanumi Ujul. Ameya Gokhale. Saurabh Praveen Padare. Driti Dagli. Namrata. Shabra Kabra. Saisha Singh, distinction. Madhukar Mota. Paritosh Gupta. Sweta Unava. Maragank Agarwal. Ulisha Pandi. Ankit Saluja. Aditya Patil. Bhavya Chadva. Peng Chi, distinction. Wang Wei. Jie Lu. Wen Hang Zhang. Anqi Chen. Shu Ning Chen. Ying Qi Li, distinction. Xin Xue, distinction. Pali Kanungo. Sakrit Ajmani, highest distinction. Mahesh Kumar Srinivas. Gahan Kamarenasan. Aditya Ganapati. Akash Kagaragala Manjana, distinction. She Ting Liu. Yi Chen. Zhi Yang Liu. Zhen Yi Li. Han Zheng Yu, highest distinction. Qing Mu. Junfeng Huang. Ming Hao Ji. Yi Tian Sun. Wei Tong Zhang. Si Tong Ye. Yu Yan Cai, highest distinction. Shi Hao Shen. Yun Yi Zhang, distinction. Zhu Wen Zhang. Zheng Ping Duan. Fu Jun Kai. Chu Wu. Xu Xin Deng. Ying Chen. Yu Ten. Eddie Norikazu Edogawa, highest distinction. Hao Ming Li. Aditya Surish, highest distinction. Ruchita Kazliwal. Kinjao Sungvi. Mansi Sautam. Siddharth Kandamala. Aksha Jain. Sharath Kashyap. Vinit Harshad Karkasnis. Harsh Baheti. Sudanshu Shaker. Ansho Jana. Ranjini Ramesh, highest distinction. Shreya Sahai. Ayushi Agarwal. Derek Mason, highest distinction. Jiani Zhang. Zoe Xinpu Liu. Shi Nan Gao. Angela Ma Nin Guo. Xi Yao Wang. Yu Yuan Chen. Hu Shen, highest distinction. Meng Lin Mary Ann Liu. Wen Xuan Xu. Jia Xin Chen. Jia Hua Li, distinction. Yu Zhe Yin, Xiao Kai Jin, Pranav Bolar, Juan Pablo Hinojosa Gonzalez, Saura Zachariah Benton, Jia Yu Yao, Yu Cheng Huang, distinction, Zhen Hao Ye, Yu Chi Sun, Jun Xue Zhu, Ming Yang Li, Jiang Jie,
Please join me in a round of applause. Will the graduates of the Master of Information Systems Management, Business Intelligence, and Data Analytics please rise and come forward?
Satwik Chinna Madhavuni, Aditya Varma Kaladindi, Anupa Devon, Miguel de la Salle Rousseau Twahira, Anand Sakari, Jonathan Marshall Seppi, highest distinction, Puchita Nanduri, Kong Mon Kin, Dylan Michael Connor, highest distinction, Amanda Baker, Daniel Lesser, Alex Keiko, Jose Daniel Fernandez, Aldo Marini, highest distinction, Jun Rang Zhang, distinction, Zhu Han Jiao, Jing Ying Wang, Zuo Ren, highest distinction, Yi Yi Sha, highest distinction, Benjamin Turner, Tim Wang, Jagrit Aurora, distinction, Madhumita Babu Shankar, distinction, Meheroz Munavar, Anupa Varshne, Apurva Mahesh Nitsari, highest distinction, Sankaup Sunjeev Kaupitau Devautari, Garvit Harisingh Ghani, Sandaria Murali, Shruti Muda Kumurun, Akanksha Kushbu, Nikhil Devidas Devani, Magna Dhiran Jani, Amrita Sharma, distinction, Karunashri Sapru, Rachita Prabhudev, Sheldon Rodriguez, Prabhat Turlapati,
Please join me in a round of applause. Will Program Director Randy Trezak please come forward?
Will the graduates of the Masters of Science in Information Security Policy Management please rise and come forward?
Min Suk Kim. Leo Ho Tin Ip. Vasily Hejashi. Chelsea Hermund. Ravneet Singh. Evan Nicholas Weir. Michaela Ann Webster. Mark James Dandria. Marissa Midler, highest distinction. Abhinav Srinivas Gravin, highest distinction. Ama Boateng. Jessica Taylor Brewer, distinction. Brandon Ta, highest distinction. John Dorbin. Zhuo Shui Wu. He Zhu. Ivan Alvarado, highest distinction. Joshua Robert Vasco. Jennifer Ryan Luptak, distinction. Claire Moynihan, distinction. Daniel Eduardo Ramirez Calderon, highest distinction. Krishna Priyusha Mati Patla, highest distinction. Karthik Panda, highest distinction. Lila Blum, highest distinction. Bradley Justin Levine.
Please join me in a round of applause. Will Program Director Aleph Mikaskowski please come forward?
Will the graduates of the Master of Science in Information Technology please rise and come forward?
Alejandro Perez. Federico Lanzoni. Fernando Campos Sandoval, distinction. Arturo Garcia, highest distinction. Victor Salinas Martinez, distinction. Lucia Quiroz Rahman. Keith Buford, highest distinction. Stephanie Bruno, highest distinction. Krupa Nagori, highest distinction. Elvis Clementson. John Eugene Charles Stewart Sr., highest distinction. Clint Kerr, highest distinction. Daniel Albert Hooley. Yu Xiang Hu, highest distinction. Edgar Vladimir Lozano. Fritz Foraker. Todd Theodore Fokin, distinction. Michael Allen Natosky, highest distinction. Ricardo Roman Jimenez, highest distinction. Martin Solis, distinction. Jaime Moses Rodriguez Diaz. Ning Pei Ding. Anthony Villavicencio Chestnut. Jeffrey Warren McMillan, highest distinction. Bree Ashley Carranza, highest distinction. Brett Luca, highest distinction. Juan Carlos Moreno Arias. Jason Popowski, highest distinction. David Robinson, highest distinction. Dan Fossinger, highest distinction.
Please join me in a round of applause. Will Assistant Dean for Arts and Entertainment and Program Director Catherine Heidemann please come forward?
Will the graduates of the Master of Arts Management program please rise and come forward?
Katina Phyllis White. Len Ayers, distinction. Tara Ashley Snyder. Kristen Eileen Helfrich. Jennifer Lynn Wallish. Lucy Matute Mistrahi. Allison Ann Pickowitz. Ashley Anderson Kowich. Lauren Ashley Saunders, distinction. Adelina Teresa Chavez. Christine Ann Sanofsky, distinction. Ching Lu Lu. Karime Garcon Mahmoud, highest distinction. Santiago Martinez Gonzalez. Emily Halpern. Catherine Marie Culler. Olivia Jane Grabowski. Tao Yu. Valerie Yunzi Wang. Rebecca Geiselman. Rubina Saha, distinction. Lauren Cornwell, highest distinction.
Please join me in a round of applause. Will Program Director Dan Green please come forward?
Will the graduates of the Master of Entertainment Industry Management please rise and come forward?
Emily Helms. Colin Shiro Vasic, highest distinction. Abby Botnick. Arzu Bahel. Christine Marie Clixbull, distinction. Liu Changhui. Xue Yingcheng. Meng Ting Han, highest distinction. Layla Elizabeth Archuleta. Ryan LaBarbera. Paul Charles Luckenball, distinction. Allison Lotzenheiser, distinction. Olivia Green, highest distinction. Joan Rodriguez. Valentine Banner. Emily Neese. Todd William Holden Tuchek. Daniel Hoyt, highest distinction.
Please join me in a round of applause. Will Senior Director of Healthcare Programs James Jordan and Director of Master of Healthcare Programs Alexandra Lutz please come forward?
Will the graduates of the Masters of Science in Healthcare Analytics and Information Technology and the Masters of Science in Healthcare Policy and Management please rise and come forward?
Paru Agarwal. Mira Shukla, distinction. Michaela Beth Lewis, highest distinction. Jessica Zhang. Gabrielle Zanoble. Blaine Dinkin. Paritosh Shandori. Jay Shroff. Ayushi Dwivedi, highest distinction. Namrata Navge. Rachel Olivier. Joseph Shermer, distinction. Edgar Harrington. Michael Joseph Catino. Emily Bippis, distinction. Andrew Murphy Simmons, highest distinction.
A round of applause, please. Would Rebecca Apple, our Director of Masters in Medical Management, please come forward?
Will the graduates of the Master of Medical Management program please rise and come forward?
Michael Minio. Frederick V. Price. Anna Boatchair. Farah Khalil. Shanette Barbarella Curry. Danae Roberts Choice. Jazdet Maldonado de la Cruz. Jonathan Andrew Goldner. Ravi Ramani. Imad Melhem. Franz Omar Smith. Anil Singh.
Please join me in a round of applause. Will Associate Director of the School of Public Policy and Management, Amy Seymour, please come forward.
Will the graduates of the Master of Public Management please rise and come forward?
Jessica Katie Barclay. Rachel Ann Dalshish, highest distinction. David Robert DeBoer. Erica Ray Brandon. Jessica Walker. Nicholas Winter Chubb, distinction. Ashley Marie Deemer. Allison Shaw, distinction. John Eric Espino Velasquez, distinction. Aster Teklai. Elise LaFay Pinchback Johnson, highest distinction. Hannah Summers, highest distinction. Catherine Lyons Sutherland. Loretta Gina Saki. Samaria Sarai Johnson. Ahmed Almesh Jari. Andre Ankim Simon. Wendy Loader Schiller. Mary Rose DeBoer, highest distinction. Christine Marty Kotecki. Andrea Elcock. Hallie Johnson, highest distinction. Ernest Rajakone.
Please join me in a round of applause. Will Program Director Gladys Perez-Ciprisert please come forward?
Will the graduates of the Master of Science in Public Policy and Management please rise and come forward?
Claire Suchet Jaculat. Max Wise. Paul Heffernan. Jose Ignacio Ortal Fontanet. June Bum Ha. James Brandon McHugh. Yasin Oko, highest distinction. Grace Catherine Littmer, highest distinction. Nicole Murray Gans, distinction. Jana Lax. Krista Mobley. Brian Stelzer. Natasha Gonzalez Depuy. Clarissa Puz. Caitlin McMahon. Alfredo Trejo. Carolina Arroyo Hernandez. David Mitre Becerril, highest distinction. Awan Ayman, highest distinction. Maher Azma Javid, highest distinction. Varun Joshi. Erica Lee Egan. Clayton Mark Edwards, distinction. J. Alexander Killian. Sky Olani Cardenas. Isaac Aaron Schiffman. Fatima Bunafor. Sarah Pessy. Edie Godwin. China May Ponges. Wei Jiami. Ziwen Wang. Tong Lu. Wei Huang. Xiao Shu Wang. Qiu Tongdong. Qiu Yunjia. C.C. Lee, highest distinction. Marissa Nowicki, highest distinction. LaCrista Lashang Douglas. Rashmin Kaur. Min Yin Lee. Na Su. Shuonan Zhang, highest distinction. Ya Wen Wang, distinction. Ming Jia Yuan, distinction. Cheryl Rosinski, highest distinction. Lucy Daines, highest distinction. Maureen Wagechi Kemamu. Clara Kitango. Tanya Talut. Mayo Sanko. Tamika Simpson. Kristen Marcus Harris. Avanel Kendra Davis. Sneha Pradhan, highest distinction. Ella Sahich. Si Chen. Jun Zhang, distinction. Xin Mei Zheng. Emily Rafus, highest distinction. Katie Lefevre, distinction. Sion Tesfaye. Andrew Edkins. Allison Andrea Fierro. William Lane Griswold Dively. Tiffany Tolton. Eugene Leventhal, distinction. Gilbert Resendez. Laura Aldrete. Dominic Contreras, highest distinction. Christopher Connor Bell, highest distinction. Alex S. Sandoval. William Champ Brown, distinction. Miti Purani.
Please join me in a round of applause. Will the graduates of the Master of Science in Public Policy and Management, Data Analytics, please rise and come forward?
Brenda Middlebusher, distinction. Hippa Khan, highest distinction. Atsumi Kainosho, distinction. Nikita Satia, highest distinction. Andrew Thomas Olson. Twisha Joshi. Karan Shah. Toby Irvine. Junming Huang, distinction. Hikaru Maruse, highest distinction. Yasushito Morimoto. Nick Rabovich. Owen Martyr Stevenson. Sarah Cho. Preeta Swami. Eric Nathaniel Hyman Shapiro, distinction. Alton Liu. Haley Magdalene Townsend, highest distinction. Ling Hong.
Please join me in a round of applause. Will Program Director Marie Coleman please come forward?
Will the graduates of the Master of Science in Public Policy and Management, Washington, D.C. track, please rise and come forward?
Jenny Kite, distinction. Sebastian Franco. Matthew Rogotsky. Jason Grease, highest distinction. Shavardhan Marnihanam, highest distinction. Olga Louise Graves, highest distinction. Robert Jacob Santamaria, highest distinction. Devon Body. Yasu Lu. Pei Jin Wei, distinction. Zi Yu Zhou. Nikki Smith, highest distinction. Sarah Detweiler, highest distinction. Alex Temple. Nikki Alicia Wells Deininger. Sarah Elaine Jackson, distinction. Maria Lisbeth Ibarra Rodriguez.
Please join me in a round of applause.
So let's give everybody a round of applause. I'd like to introduce the winner of the Matsio Wei Teaching Award. This award is given to a member of the faculty to recognize outstanding performance in the classroom and commitment to student learning. I'm happy to present this year's teaching award to Amelia Haviland. Amelia. Clearly, she's awesome. So Amelia has the extraordinary task of teaching some very challenging courses here at Heinz, like statistical reasoning with R. Her students noted in their nominations how much they appreciate the way she engages them in the learning process and takes the time to make sure they understand difficult concepts and techniques. We appreciate her dedication, and as one of her students noted in their nomination, Professor Haviland clearly enjoys teaching. It truly means a lot to students to have a professor who is so visibly engaged and committed to their learning. Congratulations, Amelia. So we have a tradition here at the Heinz College that the winner of the teaching award imparts some final words of wisdom and inspiration to the graduates. Amelia.
So how could I not enjoy teaching with students as fine as you all? All right, thank you, Dean Krishnan. And thank you all involved with selecting me for this award. I am deeply honored and grateful to those who have mentored and supported me in my growth as an educator. So, to my esteemed colleagues, faculty, staff, and administrators, please join me in launching these students here today, these graduates. Honored guests, family, friends, and loved ones who've come from near and far to honor and witness these graduates on their day of accomplishment and celebration. I ask for your continued support in seeing these graduates through this launch and their next phases of life. Please join me in launching them. And to the graduates, today is your day to celebrate. And here is my charge to you. Back a few years ago, or a few more, you all set a goal. You might take a moment to remember that time when you set that goal. You set yourself on this path. Today, you have attained that goal. You have proven yourself in this supportive and tough arena. And now, after the celebration, the world needs you. You came to Carnegie Mellon with exceptional qualities of your own. Now, you leave us, equipped with a rare and powerful set of skills and steeped in our Heinz College's community's values, which you helped forge. A sense of responsibility to take your individual power and skills and put them to work, making the world a better place. And to do so with integrity, boldness, and humility. So now, give thanks to all whose shoulders you stand on, and celebrate. Then, go invent our future.
Thank you, Amelia. We have now reached the conclusion of our ceremony, and it's time to celebrate with a reception. Please remain seated while the graduates, program directors, and faculty leave the arena. But before we leave, let's give the graduates one final round of applause.